about helping women become the best versions of themselves possible, first starting in the way that you think. You're one thought away from being really excited about your life or not. And there's this slippery moment, Zarina, where it's like we either make that new choice, have that new thought to make that new choice, to believe that it's possible for us to have that dream life, or we don't, right? And we go back into the old thought that leads to the old feelings, that leads to the old action and habits that are not going to get us the results that we want today and tomorrow, but get us yesterday results. So One Thought Away is really about helping women get empowered about the way that they think, and knowing that they can change anything moment by moment, moment by moment, moment by moment. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I before I talk, I checked your Instagram profile, and I noticed that you're a mother of 3, and that's impressive already.
Thank you.
Next to this success of the best-selling in 3 category books.
Can I speak into that very quickly?
Yeah, please do.
My son is 8. My oldest son is 8. I had him when I was 42 years old. And my twins, I have boy-girl twins, and they're 2, and I had them when I was 48 years old. And now at 50, I'm still breastfeeding. I'm still doing all the things. And I just share that. I want to share that because I think that's really important to share too. Because I was told by the best fertility doctor in all of San Diego in my 30s, you're never going to get pregnant. It's never going to work for you. And I let that mess with my thinking and my head for a few years until it was my first Father's Day after my stepdad passed away, and I was just heartbroken. And I just had this really powerful moment, like a soul God moment, where I just got that no one gets to tell me what I can and cannot do with my body. And it was literally like a switch flipped in my head around what I believed in. And I got pregnant in 2 weeks. And I went to a sperm clinic because I was single at the time. And I was like, I'm not putting my dream of having a family on hold. I was 41 by that time. So I'm like, I'm going to go do this on my own. Had my first son on my own. And then went through another IVF journey, 3-year journey, with a miscarriage and hundreds of shots and injections and all the things, with my now husband. And then I got pregnant with the twins at 47, had them at 48. And so I just share that because I really want all of our friends here listening to know that if you have a dream in your heart, no matter what your current circumstances, your current age, size, economic status, health diagnosis, whatever, I truly believe if we start to hone in on how we think, there is at least 3 different solutions on this planet today to move us closer to the direction of reaching that dream life, that goal that we really want to have.
That's really impressive. I didn't expect you to have a different story than the one of overcoming the eating disorder, which, I
a big one.
Welcome you to talk about, but this is an impressive story on its own. What do you mean by at least 3 solutions on the planet at this moment?
Yeah, well, I think people get really stuck into thinking the same thoughts in the same way and surrounding themselves with people who also think those thoughts and have that belief system. And so it becomes very comfortable, right? It becomes our baseline to think that we're always going to have burnout or fatigue, or we're never going to make that much money, or we're never going to have that much success in our business, or we're never going to reverse a diagnosis or launch that business or whatever, right? And so it becomes very natural to keep thinking the yesterday thoughts. For example, you brought up my eating disorder. So when I had an eating disorder, this is 20 years ago or so, I kept thinking the same thoughts. I kept having the same emotions. So those were impacting me to have the same habits with checking out, escaping, and numbing out with food. And for me, it was food and eating. For some of our friends here, it might be alcohol, it might be gambling, might be social media. We didn't have social media when I was doing my eating addiction habits. But you may be checking out, escaping, numbing out with social media or online shopping or whatever it is, sex, drugs, whatever it is, smoking. And so until we create a pattern interrupt to those ways of being, we cannot expect to get a different result. So when I was in my eating disorder season, I was continuously making promises with myself that today's going to be different or tomorrow's going to be different. And I break those promises with myself, which meant I was breaking trust with myself. And if you don't have trust in yourself, you do not have a solid foundation to build your life on, your dream life on. And so it wasn't until I started to hone in to, wow, this isn't about my weight at all. This isn't about eating at all. It's actually, those are superficial outcomes because there's something deeper going on. And what was deeper was I did not have the skills to deal with stress in my life, to deal with anxiety. I had old wounds from childhood that had not been healed. And so I kept repeating the disordered habits and behaviors because I didn't have skills, the personal development skills. When I got the personal development skills, boom, not only did I lose 50 pounds without dieting, restricting, over exercising, or any of that, but my life took off in a different way, right? And my business, because of that, I now have this business. The business birthed itself because I felt like I finally cracked the code. And then I felt a sense of responsibility to help other women who were also crying on their bathroom floors. I felt a responsibility to then go help other women with what I had learned. And so my business actually birthed itself, I would say, like 20 years ago, because it was exactly what I needed, but I couldn't find it. Mm-hmm. Right. And so not all the women that we work with have weight issues or health issues or eating disorders or anything like that. But what it is, the common thread is that their thinking is shaky. Their personal development skill set isn't locked in regards to mindset mastery, emotional mastery, and relationship to self, like those three main pillars. And if those aren't locked in, then again, it's super hard to be able to even create a foundation built on stone, not on sand, which, the Bible says, build your foundation on stone, not sand, so that you can weather any storm. And I just feel like it's, and we've helped thousands of women at this point. And I've seen it. It's too easy to fall back into the old patterns unless you have this skill set in place. Is this make sense?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
So, Kerry, you mentioned thousands of women, and I know that you have an upcoming challenge on Monday. You mentioned it. I'm going to share my screen quickly to point people in the right direction to sign up. You already have 700 people signed up for this challenge.
Yep, at least. I didn't get a number today, but yeah, we have hundreds and hundreds of women who are going to be there with us.
So this is the website of the book, onethoughtawayproject.com, and the challenge is over here. onethoughtawayproject.com and /dream-life. Yep,
exactly. So it's cool. What's going to happen in this challenge is it's really fun. We've done this challenge multiple times, probably at least 3 or 4 times now. But with the book coming out, we're now it's called the Dream Life Edition. And so we're really honing in on helping women figure out who do I really want to be? Like, I'm letting go of labels and, ideas that were maybe I took on about myself or people put on me. And, who do I really want to be? And what do I really want my life to look like? And so we're going to be taking everybody through a process. We're going to be using the One Thought Away book as a workbook. So we lowered the price just for a temporary amount of time. We lowered it to 99 cents, you guys. So hurry, go get your book while you can. It's only less than a cup of coffee, right? But we did that because we want everybody to get the book for the free online challenge.